All right. Here we go. Welcome back.
Welcome back. 6 weeks.
6 weeks from
Hiatus. Yeah.
Off topic, Matt. Tim and Matt, the show where we always go.
Off topic.
We're a little rusty. Okay. Lots and lots have happened since there. The big thing is the Olympics. Opening ceremonies were last night.
Yes.
We're going to touch locally.
Did you watch those opening ceremonies?
I didn't. I worked very late. My wife has PVR'd it. I'm probably going to see it sometime this week.
Oh.
Really well done.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that, but first you want to talk Huskers opener.
Huskers opener. Big night tonight. We got the Huskers are opening up here in Chilliwack against Kamloops Broncos. We're teaming up for the game.
We are?
Yeah.
Play-by-play color.
Color. Play-by-play color. Yeah. Looking forward to it. It's been a long off season. Do you realize that this past Thursday was the last Thursday without NFL football until January? They've got the Hall of Fame preseason game next week.
Until January.
Thursday, NFL football starts next week.
Oh, without. I get it.
Without NFL.
Without. Yeah, okay. So we go from now till January. Okay.
Yeah, Thursday night, we got football.
They want to go 18 game season.
I love the idea. Joe Burrow's idea. We can talk about that. Yeah.
The Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl. The All-Star game type thing. Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart.
Very smart idea.
He's got that new haircut. Slim Shady. Okay, Huskers. So what do you want to talk about Huskers?
Okay, well, I mean, we got the BCFC season started. Right. So last week we had 3 games. Huskers didn't play. They started with the bye.
Okay.
We had the Rebels against the Broncos. Rebels 43-27. The score's pretty large there, but it was a pretty tight game. The Broncos have really come a long way. West Shore's going to be one of the favorites.
Yeah.
You know.
Really solid. They won it last year, didn't they?
I do believe so, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you got the Rams and the Suns played, which is nice because Rams had a down year last year. It looks like they're kind of coming back. Their defense is looking good.
Okay.
Suns still a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But they only won 15-22, so that was a close one. And then you got these two, the Raiders and the Kodiaks have been pretty bottom of the league, right? The Kodiaks are newer. They're getting their feet underneath them. Jamie Borum's done a great job up there getting them going. Raiders, they're up, they're down, over the years. But, these two here had a really tight game, 39-34. Offense, defense, both firing. Looked like it was a good weekend last week. I was trying to find the game film so I could do some highlights and do like a highlight reel for it, but I couldn't find it.
They're having some online issues.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Kind of stuff, so.
That's what I heard.
They're figuring it out.
So,
I'm wondering, Prince George Kodiaks, they travel probably the most.
Yes.
I'm wondering how much their travel schedule affects their record. Are they a little bagged when they get there?
And I think that's one of the things that you got to look at with Prince George is that you got that travel, but I think they manage it very well.
Yeah.
Right? Because
it's 10 hours.
Because they have to.
Chilliwack.
They have to travel, so they have to manage it. And they do a lot of come down the day before and take the bus home after the game.
Right.
So you sleep on the bus after the game, right? So I know their first trip down, they came down morning of, right? And then and they were not doing well. And they spent the night, went home the next day, and they said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So I think with the schedule here, if you look at it.
Let's find the schedule. Find him at Macri.
Prince George Kodiaks. They got they're at home or they're away in West Shore this week. Then they're in Langley next week, and then they're home for a week, and then they're away for a week, home for a week. Like they just got them bouncing all over the place here.
They should have consecutive home games.
Yeah, and it's not till the 14th and 28th. Well, they got a bye week in between. So, I mean, that's a nice little stretch for them there where they're home for a game, they get a bye week, and then they're home for another game. So, but yeah, they got to put a lot of kilometers on this year. That's for sure.
They should have consecutive home games and then travel a bit and then have consecutive home games.
Yeah. So yeah, they're down in Langley today, 4:00. We're at 7:00 in Chilliwack here, Exhibition Field. Yep. Should be good. Should be a good game.
I have a jersey, a Huskers jersey, and I put it on last year, and it went, no, this is for people who exercise. Like, I just got back from the holidays, and I ripped my work pants, and I have to go buy a new pair. I'm squeezing into a 34 or a 36. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It wasn't supposed to happen to me, man, Macri. I was supposed to be 160 pounds my whole life.
Oh, you're over 150 pounds.
I'm up to 182.
What?
Yes.
Oh, man.
All in the jelly roll section. It's like a life preserver.
I'm proud to say I'm down 12, and I'm fighting to get down under 300. So I'm
you look
back
good,
at
man.
the 200. So
I'm on you.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
It's
So,
hard.
yes,
I have no willpower.
I'm hungry all the time.
Oh, still, have some apps this life. Okay, so that's the Huskers tonight, 7 o'clock exhibition. We'll
Yeah,
be there.
we'll be there.
It's going to be great. It looks like beautiful weather out. We have a nice dump of rain, so cool things off, but it's nice and warm and sunny again.
Yep.
And now what everyone's talking about, the Olympics.
The Olympics. Let's go.
Paris. What an opening ceremony. I saw some of it, and that opening ceremony reminds the world why so many people love Paris and love the French.
Yes.
They just do things differently that no one else thinks they can do. And to have that, there are all the teams on boats along the Seine,
Yeah.
have all the performers along the Seine, the river. It's just brilliance.
It was a lot of fun to watch. There were some things you're like, what the heck, right? Because a little odd and whatnot, right? And there's one they were all dancing and everything. The dancing was phenomenal. Like,
Lady Gaga, they brought her out with the feathers and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
But then they got this big table, like it's like a feast table almost. So they got the dome over the meat or whatnot, and they lift it off, and there's this guy laying there in this blue suit, all blue, and he starts singing, and his song was really good.
Yeah.
But you're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, they just take it to a
Yeah.
level. And just on a side note, the cost of going to that,
Yeah.
the cheapest ticket is $98. The most expensive ticket, $2,845 US.
Wow.
That's like VIP.
Yeah.
That's where they carry you in on a platter and
Yeah.
feed the grapes to your mouth. Okay, so the Olympics opening ceremonies, Lady Gaga started. Celine Dion closed.
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet. I hear it was absolutely superb.
Yes, it was. It was really interesting.
And I have a question. I'm wondering, what was the bigger deal for Celine? Closing the Olympics for the opening ceremonies, or calling the number 5 draft pick for the Habs in Las Vegas? Because she was pretty stoked, man. It was so well done by Montreal.
Yeah, that was very well done by Montreal because they're in Vegas and Celine's there.
Yeah.
She's got a residency there and whatnot.
They rolled her out. It was just brilliant.
You got to think that the Olympics was a bigger deal, though.
Really?
Because like the world stage.
They got Demidov, man. They got the Russian sniper. Come on. That was an awesome draft by Montreal. We'll talk about that later in the end, but that was so good.
Yeah. We already got medals handed out today, too.
Okay, what do we got?
Right now, China's got People's Republic of China have got gold in diving and shooting. Belgium's got gold and a bronze. What are they in? Cycling road.
Okay.
Canada hasn't gotten anything yet. There's the
The big
exciting.
events are coming up. Swimming.
Yeah.
Summer McIntosh is going to probably podium for the 100 freestyle.
Yeah.
We still have Spicy P, Penny Alexic.
Yep.
Might be a little bit past her prime. Speaking of weight and stuff, Penny Alexic, this is a few years ago. She's probably the same. She's 6'1". She weighs 150 pounds. The woman is like a torpedo going through the water.
Could imagine. Holy smoke.
I swam a bit in high school. Like it was on this, if you didn't drown, you could make the team kind of.
Yeah.
But you get an appreciation for swimming. And I love watching the swimming, the stuff those people do in the water. It's just, I could not do that in a motorboat. They move so fast. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I think, we're good. We'll be good there. I mean, women's soccer, we were a favorite.
Not anymore.
But now things have kind of gone sideways with women's soccer. So, and here's the thing, like, who's the coach that said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? But I mean,
Until you get caught.
at this point, it's kind of silly to use a drone because drones are you can't just put a drone up and nobody knows about it anymore, right?
Okay.
So,
The cost of the Olympics
yeah.
in Paris. Now, I love the Olympics. Once the Olympics start, I don't care about any of the politics. I drink that Kool-Aid. I love the stories of the athletes. I love watching the competition. The things these people do are amazing. But the cost of the Olympics in Paris is $8.87 billion US for 3 weeks. So this may go to $10 billion with cost overruns.
Right.
Now, here's the backstory. So they're bidding for 2024 and 2028. and there are a bunch of cities going, and LA and Paris were two of them. And everyone's just sort of dropping off, and LA and Paris were the last two men standing. So Casey Wasserman, who is in LA, and he's the grandfather of Lou Wasserman, who was probably the last true Hollywood mogul. He was a talent agent and a producer, sad. Casey Wasserman is a pretty smart guy. He's on, if you can find it on the Rich Henson show, he does an interview with him. This guy is savvy. So he sits down with the IOC, and there's Paris and LA, and he goes, look, give Paris one, give us the O.
Yeah.
Then we're done. You don't have to worry about it for 8 years. And we're done. The beautiful thing about Paris and the beautiful thing about LA, most of their facilities are already built.
Yes. Yeah.
LA, even the residency, they're kicking all the students out of USC, UCLA and USC, and they're going to use the student residence. Like, it's just brilliant. Like, this cost, they're still $10 billion for 3 years. The security costs in Paris, $348 million.
Yep.
That's the security cost. How did you think you weren't going to get caught with a drone spying on another team? Like, what part of your brain switched off thinking you could get away with this?
Well, and so so they got these analysts, uncredited analysts, they refer to it as.
Now he is.
Yeah.
We don't know this guy.
Yeah. Well, but no, there was an assistant coach, unfortunately from Vancouver, Mander, who she played on the Olympic team. Like, it's so ugly. But now the head coach has been sent home too.
Yeah.
Because it's likely she knew about it.
Of course she did.
And
Watergate. Of course Nixon knew.
Yeah. Of course. Just like it was likely that Belichick knew that the other guy was filming the practice.
Of course he did.
Yeah. So I mean, it's got to use your head, guys.
And, this is a team coming off a gold medal performance 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That gold medal is now being brought into question after a fantastic, that finish against Sweden was the most exciting game I'll ever see in my life.
Yeah.
It was
unbelievable.
And they earned it. And now that may get taken away.
No, it won't, because they're looking at this as not even something to send them home, to eliminate them from this Olympics. So anything you hear about that is just social media trying to spray lighter fluid onto the fire.
That's fair enough. But still, this is a hit against the team. Your head coach, Scopes, and you're like, and I can't believe you're dumb enough to think you would not get caught. I get what she's saying. I don't disagree with her. Everyone's looking for an advantage, but you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah. And recording other teams' practices aren't really going to do anything for you anyways, right?
How much video is on of their games? How much video is out there in their games?
100%.
How many different formations can you possibly do?
Exactly.
Right? If you can't defend against a team that is on line 1,000 games, it's.
And here's the thing is, I've talked to coaches, and I've heard interviews with coaches, and they're like, we'll tell you what the play is.
Yeah.
You still got to try and stop it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You don't have that ability to plan for every eventuality.
No,
you don't. So what you got to do is you got to go out there and you got to put together a good defense to stop their offense and a good offense to attack their defense.
Right. So you got to keep their offense off balance. So you got to think, okay, there's something of this formation. What if they go that way?
Yeah.
And that's Tom Brady, because he had the consistency on his O-line.
Yeah.
He knew when the defense came, he saw how they set up, he could switch it on the fly.
Yeah.
And that's consistency he had. That's why he was so successful. That's why he barely got sacked.
And that's what they say that one of the best parts of Pat Mahomes is that he reads the defense as well.
Right.
He sits in the defensive practices.
All the drones in the world aren't going to make a difference.
Not at all.
Right?
Not at all. And you can record practices and everything, but you still got to go out there and stop the play. Every play has options to it, 2, 3, 4 options. If this happens over here, then you go over here, or you go up here, or you go over there. It's silly. It really is ridiculous.
We're talking about soccer when a lot of games end a 0-0 or 1-0.
Yeah.
So literally, you can win a game on a lucky bounce.
Yeah.
Right?
100%. Yeah.
Drone, you're not going to get caught. The French Secret Service is up there with the Mossad and they are. They've got a robust security system.
Yeah.
They don't mess around,
It was a bad idea.
Very bad.
And it looks bad on Canada. So we're going to move on from that.
We're going to move on for that. Okay. So, Olympics, what's your favorite sport to watch the Olympics?
I am very excited for BMXing.
Okay.
and breakdancing.
Yes,
Because they're brand new.
they are.
They're brand new. And I think flag's next Olympics. They're bringing
Flag and Muay Thai are exhibition sports this year.
Okay.
Muay Thai kickboxing and flag might go next year.
No, well, 4 years.
4 years. And the next Olympics.
I'm really excited for breakdancing. You can't tell by me now, but when breakdancing first came out, I was very into it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't any good at it,
No, it's cool.
but it was. I really enjoyed it.
I loved it.
And to watch what they've done with that. And now, at one point in the opening, and you'll see this, a young guy comes up and he's got crutches. I think problems with his legs. Can't walk, right?
Sure.
But he's out there dancing on his hands, doing break dancing, and I was like,
The problem is you got to set up break dancing where everybody's in a circle. And the person's in the middle. That's the only way you can do it. Otherwise, they got to get a nightclub. And because I was so excited for skateboarding last Olympics.
yes,
And I tuned in, that's skateboarding. And it was so disappointing. It was boring.
Oh,
It was like they were doing, I want like the half pipe and guys like doing ridiculous stuff on jumps.
yeah.
It was like, they had a little rail and they go a little bit on the rail, then they stop and sort of putter around and they do some flips. And like, this sucks, man. Like, come on, give me some.
Yeah, they don't. You don't get that.
Snowboarding.
And it's going to be the same with BMXing. You're not going to see those wild flips.
And that's what you want to see.
But that's what
You know?
And I'd rather see the BMX racing.
Yeah.
Right, the track racing, because those guys, like, they come down out of the chute down the hill, they're pedaling like mad, and then they hit the flat and they're like, whoa, go on, and they, yeah, that's a lot of fun to watch.
Very cool. Very cool.
For the Summer Olympics, those are my favorites. I'm not a big basketball guy, so I don't get too far into the basketball.
Yeah.
I'm not a big soccer guy, so I don't get too far into the soccer. I'm always rooting for Canada, but
Just here's what I want to bring up: tennis and soccer. Now, women's soccer for sure at the Olympics, because it really doesn't get showcased the way the men's does. But men's soccer, you have the World Cup, Euro, Copa, Champions League. They don't need to be at the Olympics anymore. Tennis, you got 4 Grand Slams.
Yeah.
You have Coco Gauff and LeBron James carrying the flags. Come on. Come on.
Yep, I agree.
Basketball I like, because basketball, bringing the dream team in, which I hated at first in Barcelona, but then the rest of the world caught up and changed the NBA because they went defense first. And in order for the U.S. to get back on top, they had to completely change their style and learn a really good, solid two-way game. So the international game elevated basketball. And they can do that for hockey, and it can really, really change a sport.
I'd agree with you there. Yeah, Winter Olympics, I enjoy the hockey because...
and the NHL's coming back, apparently.
Yeah, which is...
sucking ever since.
Yeah.
It just wasn't good.
But that's the thing. Like, you've got it because of the Olympics and because of World Hockey Championships and whatnot. You've got quite the draw, even in small countries.
Yeah,
you're going to have these really good players. You do. So showcase those.
Well, the NHL. I mean, the Olympics is about the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
So professional athletes should be there.
Yeah.
The Connor Bedard's and McDavid's and all those guys, and brain farting on who the other player, Drysdale's.
Yeah.
They should all be at the Olympics. They're the best athletes. And I was against it when the NHL players started going, but they really are the best of the best.
Yeah.
Get rid of that stupid, Canada Cup championship they do in September. Like, no one wants to watch it. The players don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And it sells the game. It sells the game globally. And NHL has a problem where they're going to get players. They keep expanding. Where are the players going to come from? Because Canada, Russia, U.S., Finland, Sweden, they're not producing any more players than they're already producing.
No.
It's too expensive. It just costs too much for guys to play. And anyway, whatever. So I love the Olympics. I hate the politics. I love the Olympics. And I'm totally stoked for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Diving's another one that I really like.
Oh, diving's great.
What's yours? I mean,
I love the swimming.
Yeah.
I love watching the swimming. I love the track and field. And I'll tune in to watch the boxing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too.
And I'm trying to think what Tokyo. Barb and I are sitting there waiting for the closing ceremonies, and they show the men's marathon on the last day, and Ilya Kipchoge, sorry, he's from Kenya. I'm trying to pronounce his name correctly. Was the world record marathon holder.
Right.
And watching that guy run in the suffocating humidity of Tokyo was just poetry. His running speed, his cruising speed on 2 legs, a human being on 2 legs is 13 miles per hour.
Yeah.
He runs 42 kilometers in just over 2 hours.
That's
42
crazy.
kilometers, and that's over 2 hours. And watching him run, he's ramrod straight. His legs are moving. His arms are pumping. His legs are going these beautiful strides. His feet barely touch the ground. And he's pretty much with the pack for the first, 30K. And all of a sudden, the last K, he turns it on and he puts some distance. And it's just a race for the second and third. Yeah. And his teammate from Kenya didn't finish because all of a sudden the humidity hit him and he's like wandering into the crowd. He didn't know where he was and they had to like call the ambulance in. Humidity. Yeah. Like I went back east, I was in Vermont. We go outside and walk around and you come home and you take a shower.
Yeah.
Like the humidity, you're like, you don't know what humidity is. Like it is suffocating. Yeah. And this guy, like he ran it 2 hours, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And then broke his own world record a couple of years later. Like it was just amazing to watch. And then he goes into the Boston Marathon, which is just technically really tough. The last mile is uphill. The last mile, and he came in 6th because mentally he just wasn't ready. Right? Yeah. It's cold, it's raining, it's in Boston. There's 30,000 fans watching this instead of like 4 or 5. Yeah. And it just, technically, it's a very different race. And it completely threw him off. And it just, the best in the world could still have bad days. Yeah. And that's what I love about athleticism, the humanity and just the human achievement. So I love the men's, all that stuff. I love watching it. Yeah. But I want to see stuff too, like archery. Yep. I want to see, there's like
100%. Like I totally
shooting, like you pull a gun out of the holster and you have to fire. Yeah. And they don't show it, right? I want to see that stuff. Well, track and field.
I think you can find that stuff. I mean, you could definitely find the videos of it online.
I want to see it live, though.
That's the thing. The thing I like about the Olympics, and unfortunately, like because of the time zone changes,
right?
Yeah, you can't just pop down on the couch after work and click on the Olympics. No. They're in bed.
Yeah,
right. But you can get up for work and be like, "What's on now?" Right?
It's so fun. It's so amazing to watch, and there's so many stories of people that's overcoming possible odds. Just to achieve that one thing, and it's so exciting to watch. I just love it.
And then they got the uproar from the Netherlands with their beach volleyball team.
What happened there?
One of the guys is a convicted child rapist.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, he back 8 years ago, I guess, he spent a year in jail in the UK. He went from the Netherlands. He was 19 and had sex with a 12-year-old.
Oh my God!
And spent a year in jail there, and then what do you call it? Well, he got back to Holland, and they put him in jail for another month there. But when he got out, one of the things that they got him right back into his training for volleyball because, and then the counseling and all that sort of stuff, and the programs that he had to go through after the fact. They figured that was the best way to keep his head on straight.
Right.
He has. So, I mean, there's an argument between, do you get redemption from reform, or do your past crimes haunt you for the rest of your life, right?
It's a combination of the two.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, but a lot of people, there's a big outcry of how is he even allowed on the team, but then the Holland IOC is like, hey, he paid his time, paid for his crime, right. He's rehabilitated, and, we believe in second chances here.
Right. 12 years old? He didn't steal a car.
I know.
He didn't steal a car.
Stole a life.
Yeah. It's like Stan Bowman now in charge of the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he was suspended for 3 seasons. Well, that kid who got molested, his life was over.
Yeah.
He's doing that every single day. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. I hear you.
All right. So Olympics are awesome. What do we talk? Baseball? What do you want to talk next?
Well, let's start with who the heck is Paul Skenes?
Who the heck is Paul Skenes?
Where did this kid come from?
Now, first of all, love the porn stash. That dead caterpillar speaks to me. That is awesome.
Well, and here's the thing. The first thing I heard about Paul Skenes is he did an interview after he had an excellent game, And he was just like, I am the best. I am the greatest. Oh, yeah. And he just came at the reporters with, you got nothing on me type thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And his whole attitude. And he goes out there, you watch him pitch. Now, the guy's 6'6", 235 pounds.
He's a machine.
He's a monster on the mound. Throws right-handed. He's 22 years old.
Right out of LSU.
He's had 12 game starts. He's got 6 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah.
That's it.
And 2 of those wins were no-nos up to the 7th inning.
Well,
Pittsburgh pulled him,
yes.
which I agree, sort of. You don't want to burn his arm out, right?
Yes.
He's the franchise.
Well, and he hasn't thrown. The first one was in May 17th against Chicago, right? He was no-hitting them all the way up. He threw 100 pitches.
Yeah.
Right? You got to bring him out at that point.
Yes.
Right? The most he's thrown is 103, right? And that was another one where that was a 5-hit. St. Louis hit him 5 times there. His other no-no that he was in on, 99 pitches.
Yeah.
And 7 innings. So it's not that they're doing an inning count on him; they're doing a pitch count on him.
Right.
Whereas they don't want to destroy his arm. Oh, sorry, his last game here he went to 104.
Yeah, and he blew a game pretty bad. He had one blow-up game.
Yeah.
Which big deal.
So and that was the loss, like his only loss.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's coming in there. The problem that you're gonna have Pittsburgh is that you're not gonna have the run support that you need on your good games either. So you gotta, they're one of those teams that aren't quite where they should be.
Pittsburgh has been a perennial cellar dweller forever.
Yes.
People don't go to the games. They've been terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible ownership. They're not putting any money into the team. Suddenly, they got a couple of exciting players.
Exactly.
They're crawling above 500, right?
Right there, 505.
505. They're hey, you know what? My team with its bazillion-dollar salary is below 500, so I'll take it.
Oh, look at those Dodgers.
I'll take it. Shut up. I'll take it. Pittsburgh, this is what I want. I want him to get 3,000 strikeouts, 200 plus wins, and I want him to do his whole career with Pittsburgh. They're a couple of players away from making a real splash. And, baseball's got a couple of things going for it right now. They got Paul Skenes, who's just a phenom. His girlfriend is this major league influencer named Livy Dunn.
Yep.
Just beautiful young woman, very, very bright and very savvy. She's a gymnast at LSU. They went to college together. That's how they know each other. She's just fantastic. Very, she's media savvy more than him. Like she's, America's sweetheart kind of thing. And then you've got on the other side, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani in a homer derby.
Oh, and the phenomenal homer derby.
Oh.
Like, just unbelievable. And now, very conveniently last week, the Dodgers are playing the Giants, and they put all 4 games on.
Yeah.
On TSN.
Okay.
Right? So I was in my glory. Like, my wife's like, you want to know? And I'm busy.
You go over the NFL, they got Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
They got,
Josh Allen.
Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift.
Right.
You've got all these top flight quarterbacks. There's 100 reasons to tune in and watch because it's a lot of teams with a lot of talent. Enough teams like there's the Carolina Panthers of the league, but that happens. But there's enough talent and enough showcase, and they got national games, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. They're the only games on. Beautiful marketing, great players, exciting to watch. Baseball has got something similar here, and there's no national game. Sunday Night Baseball used to be a thing.
Yes.
Joe Morgan, and who's the other guy? The old guy with the liver spot face.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
And they've lost it. Like, the leadership at MLB is terrible. They're losing all their ESPN.
Well,
because no one wants to. The games are boring. But now they've got these legit superstars with these great storylines. And it's hard to find the games.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that hard to find the games because the game still exists.
But they're not televised nationally.
They're not televised nationally. And I mean, like, if you look at...
I'm going to go pay-per-view on Pittsburgh so I can see Paul Skenes pitch? Like, no.
Right. Yankees against the Red Sox this Sunday. 4 o'clock Pacific time, so 7 p.m. Eastern time. Right?
Great series.
The perfect time on a Sunday evening to watch the Yankees and the Red Sox. Like, one of the most storied rivalries in baseball.
Awesome. Right? This is what you need, right?
And
blood.
Yeah. Yeah. So At least the Olympics are on to watch.
At least the Olympics are on.
Oh wait, they're sleeping at that.
But this is how you make sports a league works. You go and you get the TV contracts and you showcase your players.
Yes.
And they can do this. San Diego Padres, dude had the second no at San Diego history.
Yep.
Through a beautiful game. And, you see it on the highlights, but you don't get to see it live. Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah, here's a game the other day.
Here's Teo.
Teo. We got to talk about Teo.
I love Teo. Won the Homer Derby. He was doing great in L.A. Everybody wanted him to come back to the Jays after Seattle. The problem with Teo is he's a defensive liability. He's not a very good fielder, and he did cost him a couple of games.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs. He made some mistakes, but his bat is fantastic. He's got that infectious energy that just lifts up everybody and that $1 million smile. I always loved Teo.
Yeah.
I love that he won the Homer Derby. He's such an awesome guy, and I really hope things work out for him.
Oh, look at this here. It's just a beautiful hit.
He's so energetic.
One of the games against the Giants was 3-2, and he scored all 3 runs.
Oh,
yeah, he was on for all 3 runs. And so, I mean, so you look at it. So you got the Shohei Judge home run race going on right now. And you look at something like the All-Star game that happened while we were off. And it's a fun game now.
Yeah.
It's not.
I don't get too excited.
Serious about it. A pitcher comes in, pitches 1 inning, goes out.
Yeah.
It's not a huge competition. But they have these competitions that can really build baseball. And one of them is the home run derby, right? And
the Homer Derby sold out. Everybody was in the stands were packed for the Homer Derby. It's so exciting.
But then you got the 2 guys that are hitting the most home runs aren't in it. And I don't get why this happens.
Major League Baseball should just say you're going in it, and
yeah. Like with these marketing opportunities, I get that these players should have a say in everything, but they're making millions of dollars to play this sport.
When you're Shohei,
almost. But you're making all this money to play this sport. There's got to be something in the contract that you got to be responsible for promoting the sport too.
Yeah.
And things like the home run derby are huge, right? But then you get these guys that come in. Now the guy that was in were Baum, Witt Jr., Garcia, Hernandez, Alonso, Ramirez, Ozuna, Henderson.
Right.
All phenomenal hitters.
Oh.
Like phenomenal hitters.
Pete Alonso. And honestly, Texas, they brought up the young rap star, Dick Tripp guys for the Homer Derby. Did you see that?
No.
Young guy. I don't know who he is, and I sort of missed the intro, but I'm pretty sure he's a rap star. And he's just this local kid who's like this, and he's got the hat on, and he's Hispanic. And so Pete Alonso comes out. He goes, first name is English, last name Espanola. Pete Alonso. And he was just so good. And then who's the Cuban player that played for the Rangers that won the MVP last year? You know what I'm talking. He played for the Dodgers, and he went over to the Rangers.
Yeah.
And he brings some, how do they make a Cuba? And it's so good. It was so fun to watch. The Texas did a really good job introing those guys. And did you see the girl that sang the anthem?
Oh, yeah, I think I did rehab the next day.
She went into rehab the next day. She was pissed drunk. I'm watching this like, what the hell is she doing? Poor thing was a hammer. She had to go into rehab the next day. Oh,
I felt for her, yeah. I'm trying to remember who that guy is.
She won the MVP last year. Why can't we remember it?
Yeah.
Google 2023 World Series MVP.
All right.
With Firefox, because it's not... It's not Mozilla. What's the one you don't like?
Chrome.
4-letter word.
Corey Seager.
No, it wasn't Corey Seager. It was the Cuban guy.
No, Corey Seager. Jeremy Pena won it in 2022.
Oh, okay. Corey Seager won it, but this guy, dude, was the hero. I can't remember. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
All right.
What else do you want to talk about?
Back to that home run derby.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go back to the home run derby, because this is the thing that I found amazing with it. Teoscar Hernandez wins. Teo wins it and he's a Dodger.
Yes.
First Dodger to ever win the home run derby.
Shut up.
Dead serious. I could not believe it. I had to Google this. I was like, what? There had to be. When you think about the guys that hit for the Dodgers over the years, right?
God.
Even recently with like Bellinger and Karros and whatnot, like they've had some great hitters. And maybe they just weren't invited to the home run derby. I know the home run derby is only, about 30, 40 years old.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crapshoot, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got to get the right pitch to hit.
Yeah.
They're just lobbing it in, but it's a little bit tough to do.
First Dodger to ever win the home run.
That's crazy.
And I thought it was nuts. So
Crazy. You know what blew my mind years ago? Derek Jeter is the first Yankee to get 3,000 hits.
yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like weird, right?
Yeah,
But,
you think like Wade Boggs there, Paul Molitor, like all the different guys that have been with the Yankees.
yeah.
Even in the recent years.
Yeah.
Don't you go back, like way back, in the recent years. And that was the first one. So the nice thing about it is, for Jays fans, they have, someone to cheer for. Teo on playing for the Dodgers. And in like a couple of weeks when Bo Bichette gets traded to the Dodgers, you Jays fans,
Calf injury.
come on over while you wait.
Injury.
While you wait for your first round pick in next year's draft, you can cheer for the Dodgers with me.
Just, they traded Yimi Garcia.
Yeah.
Outfielder and a middle reliever to Seattle, and they're just purging salary now. And I just, they have to sign Bo and Vladdy, because honestly, they're the only two reasons to show up and watch the game. There's really no other reason to tune in to watch the Jays other than those two, right?
Yeah.
There's just nothing there. Some of the young guys, Addison Barger and mustache guy, Davis Schneider, showing up. They're okay, but they're the two stars. And without them, it's just like, why do I tune? And they've done a terrible job in drafting. Free agency. They've not. You got to go in Major League Baseball. There's a real plus side to high risk, high reward.
Yes.
Because there's so few guys make it, and it's 5 years for a high school kid to make. Whit Merrifield got the walk-up home run in his college years, and got drafted by Kansas City and went down to lower A ball in his first assignment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a real crapshoot, and sometimes a little bit of high risk, high reward, and they just played it safe. And a couple of their draft picks, and Bo Bichette, and there's the pitcher. What is on? I'm so tired. Anyway, they went and got their pitcher, the big Haas, and his arm blew out.
Yeah.
And they're the only two guys that have really panned out for them. And it's just, I don't know what to do.
But the thing is, like, it's hard.
I like Manoah. Thank you.
Manoah. Yeah. It's hard to trade for that immediate fix, right? Yeah. Because it's usually somebody on a dying contract. And if say they get hurt, or if they don't mesh, or they don't gel, it's really hard to do for that immediate fix.
Yeah.
You got to really kind of look to the future and what you're giving up for the future. Now, these two guys that they got back, right? Look like they're good prospects.
Yeah,
right.
They're fine.
Jonathan.
Not a bad trade, but their bullpen has been devastated with injuries this season. It's costing them games, and they just get rid of one of their relievers.
Yeah.
So what does that tell the team? Dumping. So
okay, the Dodgers still first in their division, despite the fact they haven't had Clayton Kershaw all year. The entire Glass no one on the injured. Yamamoto's on the injured right now. Walker Buehler hasn't pitched yet, or he pitched once or twice yet this year and got re-aggravated.
They got depth.
So they've been using these guys, and it was funny because one of the games that they played against the Giants, they had a guy that was his first time up pitching.
Okay.
And he ended up winning. You got a win from it, right? Because he had the bats to support it, the defense to support, and he pitched really good. They've got the ability with these guys. They're now trading some of these guys to teams to get other pieces that they need because they know that their injuries are coming back. So it's about not knee-jerking and throwing away the farm for today, but preparing for tomorrow. So the Dodgers had these guys that they could plug and play to keep them above water,
right,
while their stars healed up,
right,
and now they're in a spot where they can pull a couple of guys in and get rid of these guys that were covering.
Right,
looked good.
The Jays used to do that under the Pat Gillick years.
Yeah.
The problem with Toronto is this was supposed to be their year, and it's completely the opposite.
Fell apart.
Everything's completely falling apart
from day one.
Exactly. And you keep saying, "Oh, it's a long season." It's like, yeah, it really is a long season. It's a painful 162 games. Well, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's just they have the resources, they have the money, these guys had the baseball acumen. They were in Cleveland. The Guardians are killing it. They got the first round draft pick this season. And do I become a Guardians fan? But I can't watch them anywhere because they're it's painful.
But that's the hard part. And I mean, the painful thing.
I think Celine Dion should be the new GM of the Toronto Blue Jays.
And you got
your way to the World Series.
The thing that you got. So the thing that you really like about watching the Blue Jays games is the delusion of the announcers.
You have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
I know it must be hard to get up there game after game after game and try and find good things to say about a team that's just in the tank.
The Mets do it brilliantly. They got Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
And they got he's the old pitcher that went to Yale. He pitched with the Yankees in the bad old days as a closer. I can't remember his name. I'm brain farting all the time. And they're play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
The three of them have a real chemistry.
Yes.
And they keep it very, very entertaining, despite the fact the Mets are terrible. The hardest part of being a Mets fan is May to September. Like, it's just any Mets fan will tell you this.
Yeah.
But they keep it light. And the guys like Joe Siddle and the hell's his name, the play-by-play guy, they do a very good job. He's really good. But it's just, they're on the hook. I mean, they're Rogers are their boss, and Rogers owns the team. And you can't go in there bashing the team. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to tune in and listen to two guys complain every night, right?
Yeah.
So you got to keep it positive. And it's not that different than what we do when we're doing the Giants with little kids.
Yeah.
Like, you got to keep it positive, right?
Well, and I agree. Like, I mean, I did the Huskers when they hadn't won a game.
Yeah.
In like 4 years, right?
6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
6 or 7. Like, it was tough.
I was, and it was tough going there and finding good, positive things to say. You got to find that little ray of sunshine in the clouds and just shine it, right? And it is hard. And to stay positive. But when you're a fan sitting on the couch,
Dan Schulman and
when you're a fan of making fun of the Jays, sitting on the couch, watching them stink up the joint of these guys try to be positive, you're just laughing.
Well, the nice thing is that at least with Toronto, like I'll go on Sportsnet, and they'll have Shai Davidi and Ben Nicholson and Smith, the reporters.
Yeah,
they call it like they see it, right? They call a spade.
Yeah,
they don't sugarcoat it. Go over to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's just painful. My favorite thing to do at the start of the playoffs is you read all the articles on TSN at the start of the playoffs, then you go and reread them 7 games later when they're out, and it's just like, you guys are just delusional. The play-by-play guy in the color, they got to do it. They have
100%. Totally.
They have to. They're professional. They can't just dump on them. So what else do you want to talk about?
That's
time we have. Where are we at? We're about an hour now. Right?
Oh, we're only about 45 minutes. We got.
Tons of time.
We can touch a few little things here.
Sure.
A couple things that happened while we were away. That here's a big one. Tomorrow or today. Ryan Reynolds in Vancouver Whitecaps Wrexham, or Wrexham FC.
Very cool.
Are having a friendly.
Grew up in Kitsilano.
Yeah.
Worked at the Safeway at 4th and McDonald in Kitsilano.
Saw him at comedy clubs down in Vancouver.
Did you?
Yeah.
No way.
When he was first starting out. Yeah.
Wow. You're kidding me.
Like way back when he was first starting out, and he was good. He's always been funny. He's been hilarious, right? He
was doing the rom-coms for a long time, and then he got the money together and the rights to do Deadpool. And it was the first action film to singularly cover $1 billion.
Yeah.
He just crushed it, and the guy just
he was born for that role. And I mean, and I think that's one of the things that he's always worked on that role. He was in X-Men Origins as Deadpool then.
Yep.
He's just such a smart actor. Van Wilder was when he first kind of came out, and that movie.
Netflix, I think, is it Netflix or Prime that has David Letterman's My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
Yeah.
The one-on-one interviews.
Yeah.
Go watch the Ryan Reynolds one.
Okay.
He's a very smart, savvy guy. Talks about the death of his father and what it was like in his Jeep YJ driving down to Vancouver, and like a very human story. He wanted to do this. His parents had different expectations. He just couldn't live up to, Dad wanted him to go to university. He lasted 4 months at Kwantlen.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I can't do this. And he just, I'm sorry, Dad. And he got in his YJ and he just drove down to LA and he figured it out. Absolutely.
Doors stolen off his YJ the first night.
Yeah, doors stole off his YJ, staying in some dinge rat hole motel.
Yeah.
But he got a commercial that got him his visa.
Yeah.
He figured it out. He's a very smart, very savvy guy, and he had his gin company that he sold, bought it for several million, sold it for hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
He's just a very smart, and he comes across, I don't know, I've never met him, maybe he's not as humble, but he's a very, very humble guy.
Well, I mean, you got to walk a fine line there. When you're a success, being humble is, not rubbing it in people's faces.
Yeah.
But you be proud of what you did.
Oh.
And
There's confidence and there's being rude.
cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think he's a very confident man.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of stories out there where he's seen something on Twitter or Instagram where someone had said something and he jumps right in.
Yeah.
And he's made people like light up. Like he's big heart. Wife's best friend is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Blake Lively.
Yeah.
And she's a talent in her own right. She's some very good movies.
Unbelievable actress.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is like iconic,
Yeah.
chick flick.
Yeah.
My daughters watched it like 15 times. Like they love it, right?
And she is, and she's like the godmother of, or Taylor Swift's the godmother of their oldest daughter.
Yeah.
He's best friends with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Who plays Wolverine.
Yeah.
They're good friends and whatnot. You're really proud that this is a local boy who's done well.
Yeah. And he's a nice guy. He's still a nice guy.
And the one thing that we did miss when we were talking about the Olympics is that we got a local boy who's done well. Jack Taylor golfing for Team Canada over there.
Nice.
So Abbotsford boy.
That shouldn't be at the Olympics, but anyway.
Abbotsford boy. Great young man. Won a lot of medal or competitions. Hasn't made the cut in any of the big ones, but the championships. But he's been.
He's getting there.
He's getting there.
Sure, it's hard to do.
He's
baseball. Major League Baseball should be at the Summer Games.
Yes.
If they were smart, hockey should be at the Olympics, and hockey should just get rid of the All-Star weekend because they always complain that we have to shut it down for 3 weeks. Well, you shut it down for how many days for the All-Star weekend?
A week, yeah.
And it's boring.
Yeah.
The skills comp is fun to watch, just like the Homer Derby, but the game itself is just plain boring. Get rid of it. Nobody cares. And just put it all in the Olympics, and, it's whatever. Don't get me started. All right.
On to WNBA All-Star Game.
Fantastic showcase. Brilliant showcase.
And here's what I like that I think social media needs to really kind of recognize here is you got your girl Angel, you got Caitlin Clark. Oh, have you seen pictures of her lately? She's jacked. She's put on some size on the arm. Yeah, she's tired of being pushed around. These little noodles when she started.
Not anymore.
But anyways, they're on the same team. And social media is like, oh my God, how are they going to get along? How are they going to coexist on the same team? Quite nicely. Thank you very much.
Passes and Angel going in for the layup.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And it was really nice to watch. And they're smiling and they're cheering each other on and encouraging each other because they're on the same team.
Right.
So you've got some athletic rivalry because they were at different colleges at the same time. They got drafted at the same time.
They've played for the championship
together twice.
Against each other.
Twice.
Yeah.
So you got athletic rivalry, yes. But you also got professional respect.
Yeah.
And they understand what each other does. Now, everybody's like, oh, Angel hates Caitlin Clark. No. What Angel has been saying in her interviews, if you listen, is she's not the only one out there.
Yeah.
You guys are like sleeping on us and throwing all the spotlight on her. Don't take the spotlight on her, but share some over. Put another one over this way too, because there's other
Brink, Rakia Johnson, absolutely superb.
So many players that are phenomenal in the WNBA, and the Caitlin Clark has gotten the whole spotlight.
And the trouble is, she's on a crappy team. Yeah. She's doing an amazing job on a crappy team, but they're not winning games.
And here's the thing: is Caitlin Clark would like that spotlight to get a lot wider too.
Get it pressure off of her.
Pressure off of her. Bring in the other people. Build the sport.
Yeah.
Right. Their paycheck is directly related to building the sport.
Yeah.
So you want there to be success. When you've got athletic rivalry, it doesn't mean you hate the person. A lot of times you're going to end up on the same team. And so that's why when I coach football, I always said to the kids, when we're playing the season, I said, when we've got our All-Star game at the end of the year, we got our showcase games. We got our, travel teams, the whole 9 yards. There's going to be a good chance that you're playing with that guy across from you.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to lay him out in the game because that's part of the game. But then help him out.
Yeah.
Because
Pat him on the head, help him out.
Exactly. Encourage each other to be better is what you got to do.
And Angel Reese's comment after the game is, hey, Kayla and I are going to be playing for that Olympic team 4 years from now. Wow, I can't wait.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And here on the NBA side, this is the best one. The U.S. beats Sudan 101-100.
Oh.
Right? They had to come from behind down 16 points in the fourth to win it. And LeBron James, just like sheer force of will, won that game. Now, Sudan lost the game, but they won a lot of respect.
Yeah.
And what that game tells a lot of the teams going up against that dream team is if we bring everything we have a chance. They are not going to steamroll their way to that gold medal, let me tell you. Well, if they can get 100 points, they can get 101. Sudan can win that game.
The women's team lost to the WNBA All-Star team.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
But then they came back and they defeated Germany in their first game in the Olympics, so which is nice. But you got Aja Wilson here, 19 points and 14 rebounds for an 84-57 win.
Yeah. The women's team, the women's U.S. team is going to steamroll.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the men's team,
they could get steamrolled.
They could lose a few games. Like it's. I don't think they took Sudan. They didn't take Sudan seriously. Yeah. Sudan saw this as a game of a lifetime, and it was a mental thing. And Sudan. I mean, I've never been to Sudan, but I've met a few Sudanese people, and they're not particularly short.
Yeah.
And there's a reason people from Kenya, Sudan win marathons because their cardio is, whatever. I'm not a physiologist. I'm not going to talk about it, but whatever. The point is, the U.S. men's team isn't quite as dominant as they think they are, and they better wake up now because,
So the last thing about the WNBA All-Star game is the number of people that watched it. 3.44 million people watched that game. The previous record of 1.44 million viewers in 2003. Yeah. So, they've grown that. That's huge, right? Yeah. So
it's a great game to watch. It really is exciting.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, I want to touch on NBA real quick. The NBA draft went a few years ago, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the big thing was Bronny James got drafted by the Lakers in the second round.
Right.
Now, I've got nothing against Bronny James. No, I don't watch NBA. His dad, of course, is LeBron James, and the Lakers pretty much drafted him as a marketing tool.
Yes and no. Okay, so
his numbers, here's the thing. Bronny James played at USC, and he was okay.
Yeah.
He was very okay. DJ Burns was the great big heavy kid for the Wildcats in North Carolina State and took his team right to the Final Four, the NBA Final. DJ Burns got signed as an undrafted player by Cleveland. He didn't get drafted. And DJ Burns' numbers are twice what Bronny James' numbers are, right? Bronny James is kind of getting used by the Lakers. I don't think he's going to play in the NBA.
It's so and supposedly he's doing pretty good in their summer league, their rookie summer league.
He's doing okay.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
But here's where it became a business decision, not a skill decision, but a business decision. LeBron James is going to sign one more contract.
He did. He got a $150 million extension for 2 more years.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
And he said prior to signing that extension, prior to the draft, is that he wants to play with his son for the last 2 years.
Sign him as an undrafted free agent.
But here's the thing is, he'll go to that other team that does draft him. So there was a lot of strategic, if we draft Bronny, we get LeBron.
Yeah.
And LeBron, and LeBron's a great player. Yeah, he's a good philanthropist. But some of the stuff he does just irks me. That whole decision half-hour show that he did, he left Cleveland the first time.
Yeah, but
but for him to say that, he forced the hand of the Lakers, and the coach even came out and said it's bullshit.
Yeah,
pardon my language.
The Lakers aren't very good right now.
No.
Here's the caveat: they've gone through about 5 coaches in the past 5 years.
Yeah,
they're not winning games. They've got a massive payroll.
everybody's saying
LeBron's 40 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the Lakers aren't the Lakers of Magic and Kareem, and they aren't the Lakers of
Kobe, Shaq.
Kobe.
Yeah.
They got a lot of problems, and giving a 40-year-old guy, superstar Hall of Famer, $150 million to stick around for 2 more years, so his kid, who isn't even that good, can play with him, is a very bad business decision. They need to rebuild. They need to dump all that salary, let it crash, and get the good picks. And here's DJ Burns, who dropped 47 pounds because he was quite heavy to go to Cleveland. And I'm going to watch DJ Burns next year and look at his numbers. I think he's going to come on as a dark horse. I don't know if he's going to be an all-star, but he's going to have pretty good numbers this year because that he's a leader. He's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to have a lot to prove, and that's the kid you're going to watch in the NBA next year.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, LeBron James held a gun to the Lakers' head, and they had to do what they had to do. So, the coach said this was not a basketball decision at all.
No.
We had no choice in the matter.
No.
And he wasn't happy about it.
Gone by the end of the season.
Yeah,
what the hell
100%.
May.
So,
okay, and a quick note going back to the NHL draft.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. So Montreal got the 5th overall pick in the first round. And by sheer luck of all that is sacred, Ivan Davidoff was still available at number 5. This guy is a legit hardcore sniper. I was so excited. And Celine came out and made the announcement they got him. I don't understand why the other teams, everybody thought he was going number 2.
Yeah.
And he was there at number 5. Montreal then took a kid named Michael Haig, who grew up in Montreal, went down to Ontario, and now was going to Michigan.
Yeah.
Legit center. They had a great draft. My favorite pick was the 3rd round. I think it's pronounced Atos, A-A-T-O-S, Koivu, Saku Koivu's son. And Saku played for Montreal for about 12 years, was their captain. He was one of my favorite players. He beat cancer. He came back, and they picked him up in the 3rd round, and I love it. I just love it. And so, I'm really excited for next year with Montreal. I'm hoping they do better than last year. I'm getting sick of the draft pick, getting excited about the draft in September. But
Yeah, Davidoff was international, number 2 of the international skaters. Everybody thought he was going to go higher. I think what threw people was that the Blackhawks took a defenseman, which number 2 of the North American skaters.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
good pick.
Yeah.
But then somebody else took...
The Ducks took Beckett Seneke, yeah.
Which was, he was surprised.
Because he was ranked number 13.
I think they went with a need.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of issues around the KHL with Demidov because he has to do a KHL year next year.
Right.
And there's a little bit of hesitation there.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can work these things out. Evgeny Malkin got roped into some crazy KHL contract by like the Russian mafia. And Pittsburgh stole him out of a hotel room in Finland and put him in a cable car to Sweden and then got him to Pittsburgh. It was really crazy what they had to do.
Yeah.
You can do it. And he wanted out of the KHL. And Demidov seems pretty excited to play in Montreal. So
the huge one was Caden Lindstrom. Going number 4.
Yes.
He was number 3 overall North American skater.
Yeah.
And
great center, Medicine Hat.
Yeah, and he's Lindstrom.
Nicholas Lindstrom's kid?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look that up, but I thought
he is. I don't know if he is.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. We'll get back to that. But this is the one that Iginla.
Yeah.
Utah.
I know. I wanted to go to Calgary so bad.
Yeah. So
well.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he's going to help Utah really well.
The Utah Storm and Mormons.
Yeah.
The theme song is "I Can't Dance" by Phil Collins and Genesis.
That's so bad. So, anyways, yeah, the draft was really
good. How many
good.
wives do I have today?
You got Haig. And that was the pick from us.
Yeah.
We sent you guys that pick.
Well, they swapped.
Yeah, the Kings.
They swapped pick.
Yeah, I can't remember what the trade was, but yeah, it was a trade last year that we got a player.
They're a young team, and that's their problem.
Yeah.
But if Demidov pans out, Joshua Royce, another player in the AHL right now that's looking very, very strong.
Yeah.
So this could give Montreal 2 legit scoring lines.
Yes.
And with 2 legit centers, if Kirby Dach can stay healthy because he blew his ACL last year.
Yeah.
So Nick Suzuki probably is your top center, or even Dach. I mean, 1 or 2. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But you've got, Cole Caulfield, Ilya Slavkovsky, who was the number 1 pick the year before, who had a terrible rookie season. I was a little surprised he was playing in the NHL personally, but whatever. Came back, had a 52-point season last year in his sophomore year. 20 goals, 32 assists. He's 19 years old, right? So Montreal's
And next draft, they'll still have another top 10 pick.
next draft. I hope they don't. Smart ass. They might. I hope they don't. Smart ass.
All right. You get excited because your team's got a top 10 pick in any draft. It means they suck.
Yeah.
So I like picking it. I like picking in the late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay. So two more things.
What else do we want to talk about?
Espys.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched them. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Serena Williams.
And she was phenomenal because she was the host for the whole show.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. I love Serena Williams. Beautiful, strong, powerful athlete.
Yeah.
And she was just unbelievable. And then she just destroyed herself at the end of it.
Dumping on her with
Harrison Butker.
Yeah. And
and that's and sports are about inclusion,
yeah.
right? And because you don't like his opinion, you discluded him. And not just by not talking to him or just ignoring it and walking away, but you took a platform on national TV with every athlete there.
And you dumped on
him.
And it's just, you know what? He's an obscure player at an obscure university. And who the hell cares?
100%. And if you listen to what he said, he didn't diss anybody. He encouraged people that have a different idea, right? And
you don't have to agree with him.
No.
He's allowed his opinion. It wasn't that terrible.
No,
it wasn't. It was, I don't agree with it. I disagree with it. It wasn't great. It wasn't classy. But it wasn't that terrible. It wasn't that hateful. And I get it for who she is as a female athlete who just transcended the sport. I mean, cross-generational athlete. She was incredible. She's like 2 kids. Still came back after having children to win major tournament.
Yeah.
She did everything. And it's smart. I've listened to a few interviews where she's smart. Really, really smart.
Well,
but come on, man.
And if you listen to
and nobody cares anymore.
No.
And the news cycle.
It was out of the news cycle. She brought it back, and she made herself, in my opinion, look silly because all she's doing now is reiterating this great lie that he called it.
Yeah.
Right? Women can't make that choice to just be a housewife.
Yeah.
That if you do that, you're belittling yourself. You're wrong. You're not living up to your potential. If that is your goal in life, good on you.
Yeah.
I hope you do it. I hope you have a great time doing it.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to be a tennis player, a basketball player, a politician,
a lawyer.
I mean, look, we've got another female running for president down in the States there. Kamala Harris.
Kamala, baby.
Right? All that stuff's open to you.
Yeah.
But if what your dream is to be a housewife,
and be a mom,
have a family, live on a farm with acreage, and good on you.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to do that. You choose to do that.
Exactly.
That's really what the feminist, any sort of civil rights movement's about.
Yeah.
The choices, the options are there. You can do whatever you want. So some women want to be moms, so whatever.
Yeah. I don't think that was a bad thing that he said. He goes, but I think the way...
you don't have to like it or agree with it. Just have to let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go. Who cares?
Sports are inclusive.
Yeah.
Right? Not anybody, anywhere, any opinion. Oh, unless your kids are animals, then you can piss off. I don't like either of those people. So,
sure.
All right.
Last
thing I want to talk about is, and I just found this out the other day, and I'm like, just kicking myself here because I didn't realize this, but here in Chilliwack, we have an international accredited golf cart course. Golf course.
The caddies, The caddies are handing out that 9-iron.
Yeah.
With the accreditation of the PGA.
So here's the West Coast Kart Club. And it's here in Chilliwack, just behind Townsend Park, actually.
Yeah.
Just in that area.
Greg Moore Racetrack.
Yeah. Greg Moore Racetrack. named after the great Greg Moore from Maple Ridge, BC. He was an Indy Lights racer.
I was there as a news reporter when they made the announcement they'd do the name change, and I talked to his dad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We need to see that interview. I knew Greg Moore's family because I was grew up in Maple Ridge.
Okay.
My sister actually went to school with him.
Really?
Same sort of group type thing, right?
Okay.
Bought my first car from his dad.
There you go.
Yeah. So I knew who the family was and everything. Devastating when Greg passed. It was just devastating because he has such a love for life.
Yeah.
Such a nice young man. Met him at the Molson Indy in Vancouver.
Okay.
Just briefly, I was there with Dickie D Ice Cream. We were doing the ice cream carts and giving out free ice cream to the racers and stuff.
We're there with Dickie D ice cream.
Yeah.
You are a new level of legend. That is awesome.
He did Dickie D Ice Cream for about 3 years.
I've known him for 10 years, and now he's telling me this. This is awesome.
Remind me to tell you about the story where I got screwed up down at the border for hands across the border. Ended up on the U.S. side, right? I went down some little path I probably wasn't supposed to. Ended up on the U.S. side.
Don't cross this line. Brutal. Was there a sign there?
So I sold out my truck because you got all these Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, right, and Girl Guides and whatnot. Sold out my truck of ice cream, so I had to call and be like, "Hey, I need a restock."
Yeah.
And the guy had to park on the Canada side, run across the park carrying boxes of ice cream, right? So, but anyways, back to what we were talking about, the West Coast
Kart Club.
The Kart Club. So a young guy, the owner of my company's right into the NHRA, right, and all sorts of racing. He loves racing.
National Hot Rod Association.
National Hot Rod.
I used to have a sticker on my bicycle, my mountain bike, when I rode around Vancouver.
I made the mistake of calling it the National Hillbilly and Redneck in front of these guys, and I just thought I was going to die. But
You're not wrong.
so we got the Rad Torque Raceway up in Edmonton.
Okay.
He sponsors that. Used to sponsor Mission. Now it's one of the auto groups.
Agassi?
No, Mission is
I don't know.
one of the auto groups. They sponsor it now. We used to do that. But there's one of the guys that works for him doing the racing stuff. His stepson races the golf cart or the go-karts.
Okay.
And he's actually an international racer who's going to like the nationals in a couple of weeks.
It's
the whole
amazing.
9 yards.
It's amazing.
So me and him were talking because he's working in one of our bays we turn into a race shop.
Oh, okay.
They work on the cars and everything.
Very cool.
So this young guy's working in there for the summer. Going to actually come work for the company after he's done school next year. He's grade 12. Turns out he's my nephew's best friend.
Okay.
They go to school together, right? So I'm talking to this kid, and he's telling me about these go-karts and how he races these go-karts. He goes, yeah. I'm like, well, where's your home course? Thinking like the one in Richmond or maybe that big one in Langley. He goes, Chilliwack. Really? And he's like, yeah, we have international races, the whole 9 yards. I've never been there. I had no idea this existed.
Yeah, it's right off. They have a big sign. So you pass Townsend Park on, I think it's Wolf Road, and you're basically heading east. You're going to take a left in.
Yeah.
They have a big sign up. I've been there. It's really cool. So you're new to this, kind of like cornhole.
Yeah.
So we're going to get organized, and hopefully we're going to go live from there one day. No guarantees. We're just talking about this now. Like we haven't made any phone calls.
Yeah.
But I went down there and interviewed one of the moms. And the kids start quite young, as you can see here. And, like, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. So this one mom is like, yeah, I pretty much work to fuel my son's race career. But they go to Saudi Arabia, Europe. They've got friends from around the world. Like, it's a real community up there. It's super cool. So, yeah, we'll get organized, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty exciting.
All right, so it's the recap. Don't forget the Olympics are on. Huskers tonight.
Huskers tonight. Yep.
And
Matt Macri, Tim Amy back on the mics. So
that was good. Thank you
Yep.
for tuning in to Off Topic with Tim and Matt. We're
not here for the long weekend. We're off topic.
in 2 weeks.
But we're back in 2 weeks.
All right. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
You.